Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grim Reaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're looking after yourselves. I wanted to go over the most requested video from this week, going over my comments and looking at Curse City in general. Now, we're going to go over floor 20 in this video, sorry, floor 19 in this video, which is probably the hardest floor this this rotation, right? And is a bit difficult and stuff like that. I'm also going to go over a load of key factors that you need to take into consideration to clear the whole of Soul Cross and the strategies that I use to help myself to complete Soul Cross as cheap as possible. So again, we're going to go over this and the times I will generally do this. So first of all, I'm going to show you my Great Hall, because the Great Hall is a big factor in this when it comes to live arena, and it's pretty much the case with any content, Hydra or even dungeons now, and all sorts that's going on in that. So let me show you my live arena. So obviously I'm in Gold 4. I do make live arena videos time to time. You can go check them out on the channel. I do try and release once a week, sometimes even 3 times a week. Right now I'm working with new strategies and working on new ideas. So I haven't been releasing because I've been testing stuff behind the scenes to try and improve my content for live arena content. So hopefully have some more out in the next few days for the live arena heads, as Jungle would have said, and you probably will see this at some point. So as you can see, there is my Hydra. Hydra is not very high. Finite is the highest. And then you can see me behind me here in this. It's very pretty much, it's just mainly the speed and stuff like that. Now, my biggest advice is go for the ignore defense first, right? There's going to be 5 major sets I'm going to give you in this video that's going to help you clear the whole of Soul Cross, right? And the 5 biggest sets right now. Obviously, they're going to be the best sets in the game, right? There's no outs of a downs in this, okay? And I will take from my first time of clearing Curse City for how far I've come in the past 6 months within my gear and how forward I've come overall. Now, ignore defense is the most important, as well as speed. Speed is key for Soul Cross. You'll need much speed as possible. After that, I would recommend critical damage, then accuracy, and that is just looking at my own feedback and my own progression and how I've kind of gone through the whole of Soul Cross, and I suppose a learning curve for myself as well. Being a content creator, people think I'm meant to be perfect or know everything or stuff like that. We make mistakes as well, and even me helping people and stuff like that. This would be my recommendation from learning from my mistakes. Now, once ignore defense, speed, critical damage, and accuracy is done, I will probably go into Hydra after that, because after that, I will pretty much be able to wrap up Curse City. I'm making Curse City look like a joke now, right? 6 months ago, I was pulling my hair out and it went bald. I can guarantee you I was not having an easy time as I am now. So it's nice to see how far I've come, because I've not had to go and get blessings, etc., to make my life. So yeah, so every time I seem to have a conversation with people with Curse City, I seem to always get the impression that they're waiting on RNG for the stun sets. And I'm like, first of all, that's where you're going wrong. So what's my top 5 sets in Curse City? Well, I don't want to make this video too long, but my top 5 sets, stun set is there, right? Stun set is 5th. So overall, I would say stun set is 5th. But generally it's not the bee's knees. You can use provoke set as well, which is very useful, and maybe in some cases days might actually be useful for single target nukers with that, if you do it on manual and stuff like that. But it's not like my top one. So what are my top one? Well, I would probably say after stun and provoke, which I'm going to put in the same category because it's a CC set, I'm going to say savage, right? Savage probably goes number 4. Ignore defense and cruel together is an absolute genius, and it is so nice when it comes to Curse City. Just being able to one shot, which is pure, that is the strategy to go with. It's pure brute force and going straight through them, which we'll get into a bit more later on. After that, it's going to be reflex gear. I think reflex is so key. I've used a lot of reflex gear across the board, and I would say the reflex gear is more important than stun sets and stuff like that overall, over a large major of how much reflex I've been using throughout the whole list. I've been looking for reflex, but I can't seem to find it. But we also got impulse as well and merciless. Now, I don't think merciless is in the same category, but it is definitely up there as well. Number 2 on my list for Soul Cross is actually bolster. Now, bolster's had a massive nerf within the content across the board, but bolster is so strong for Curse City and Soul Cross. Now, obviously, this gives you the chance to heal by 10% of every HP every turn, which is super juicy on certain champions. And we're using bolster on today's video. I used bolster the other day on the video as well. It's so important to try and get the right RNG and stuff like that, but it's also staying alive, and bolster is so key. Now, so many people think stun sets are the way to go. Wait on a perfect RNG, run it 5,000 times. I guarantee you, I don't do that. I ran his team straight away, first time today, no problems, right? So yeah, and then second place, actually top place for me is Merciless. It's fantastic on damage dealers. I was using Savage when I first started clearing Curse City because I didn't have Merciless, but 6-piece Merciless is absolutely amazing on damage dealers that are not booked. So in today's video, all my legendaries other than Molly are not booked. Fantastic. Saving on books is so key. You can't book every legendary in this unless you're tapping and spending a lot of money on books. So for me, Merciless is the top set right now in Curse City that I would recommend for you, a lot of you guys, to try and build up and stop, come away from stun and start going towards brute force, especially if you've got that 20 ignore defense. Now, if you have that, you have Cushion Rem, you have Cruelty, Blessing. Don't have to have Cushion Rem, but Cruelty does also help for lower level blessings. And Merciless, which is 35 expense ignore defense, and then champions who ignore defense in a kit is even better, which we'll get to in today's video as well. Pretty juicy. So this will give you 30% chance of getting a random cooldown by 1 turn when dealing damage. They have to deal damage for this to work. Now, 9-piece Merciless would be very nice as well with extra turn, but you know, I just take the 35 ignore defense plus the 4-piece bonus as well. Let's get into today's video. So there's my top 5 sets, and if you try and progress in Curse City, that is the way to do it. Curse City also, recommendation is to get to Soul Cross fast as possible, open it up, clear what you can with what you've got, and then wait for the free gear removal or use gear removal tokens to move gear around, and then you can save your presets, which is basically what I do. Now, this is today's team that we're going to showcase. I'm going to go through the whole run and I'm going to break down what I'm trying to do. So a lot of people are not using Jogclaw, but Jogclaw is a fantastic champion for this. Now, I cleared this first with Shamrock back in the day, and it was an absolute RNG fest. Today, he's gone straight into my team. I actually tried using Shamrock at the weekend to do a video, and again, it was RNG hell, right? So I used Jogclaw today, increase defense, increase attack. Basically, so easy to one-shot Marishka and Taurus with the ignore defense abilities. So he has amazing one here, and he also has block damage if they're under a certain amount of HP, and he also has like a built-in I suppose it's like a built-in Mercy heal. Now, I personally don't want to put Mercy heal on him. Don't see the point. He didn't need it at all. He wasn't even get targeted. And then he has a stun on E1. Stun on E1 is super key towards the end of your runs. Now, stuns on A1s or a provoke or a sleep, whatever, on A1 is so powerful. It's better than a CC set, in my opinion, because you're trying to get your cooldowns to be ready for the next wave. And if you can CC them and slow down the killing, you don't want to kill them too fast, because otherwise you don't get cooldowns, right? And then you're not ready for the next wave. And that's when it happens when you get out of troll, and that's why bolster set is so good. Now he also has a HP battle in all battles. We use the speed aura. I did use the presence to give me more speed, in all fairness, and weaken their aura. So I've weakened their resist aura and increased my speed aura, which is super key. Now lightning cage not needed on Molly for this. My lightning cage was for like Hydra. We have cruelty on Jetney because she's got defense down, and then we've got phantom touch on Sobor. And now Sobor is the only person in here, so the stun set. We have the big bolster set here, and then we have obviously CC here with Molly's passive. It's fantastic. Single revive, which is a bonus for this floor because normally you don't get a revive for this floor. And then we have another 2 damage dealers. We have a defense down hybrid ability. You can see she's got no mastery, she's got no box. And then we have our star of the show, the MVP, who was also a form of fusion. This is why fusions are so important. Now again, it has no stun mechanics on E1, also has stun mechanics on E2, and then he has a ignore 50% target defense, which is when Merciless becomes so key. He's also immune to stuns, and he deals more damage and receives 30% less damage from bosses, and it has speed aura in all battles, which is super juicy. So let's get into the run then, and let's have a look at the run, right? That's what we're all here for. So first of all, with Mariska and Taurus, it's really important to try and CC the double Taurus as much as possible. We was very lucky here to get stun off, and this is why you want the bolster set, because Taurus is going to counterattack you unless you sleep him or stun him, right? So I've got a stun set here. We've been lucky to land the stun off on both Taurus. You only need to land on one. If you don't land it at all on a Taurus, I'd reset go again because he will kill you. Molly is in regen set, or she does need a regen set, or she will die, and if she dies, you can't, your team will fall apart. So we're gonna start off with the defense up and attack up, which will help us for also survivability. We'll then provoke. Now she has got fiercer presence, which gives her a 55% chance to provoke for 2 turns, which would be super key. And then we have the stun set here as well. Now we have got fiercer presence tier 6 master, I think. Obviously we'll double check that towards the end. You can see here that already the damage that we've done is quite a bit, and we've been really, really lucky because it's the stuns are landed on the 2 champions who want it. Now Dragon is also a massive pain for us, and everyone in here really is a massive pain. Now you can see here Jetney does a A2, and we've done quite a bit of damage already. Now this is because we have the increased attack, we have the cruelty, we have 2 merciless sets, which one is on Jetney, and then the other one is on this barbarian. Now this guy here, which will be on his disability, this will one-shot Mariska. Now you need to kill Mariska first, because if you kill everyone else, and then you kill Mariska, everyone comes back alive, with nearly full 10 meter, and they're ready to hit you. Taurus will not do so much damage as well to you if he has no buffs, which is very, very nice for this. Status actually hits harder on this, so you need to keep him CC'd as well. And you'll see there 230k, no books. He does have Hound Smasher, so there might be in Hound Smasher proc. And then obviously you can see here, decreases the cooldown. That is merciless. You can see the refresh symbol, which is also the same symbol for merciless as well. And that is it. Mariska is on her back in the first 25 seconds. So obviously you need a lot of stats to do this, but if you're watching this, then you should be able to get my builds, right? Because I feel like you will be super in-game like myself, and will have these style of builds. Now, if you don't have Merciless, you use Savage and Cruel. It's that simple. I know a lot of people booking will make your life way easier. By the way, I'm the 3rd highest in SP, and I've barely got any books and stuff like that. So you can see here now, we're just going to keep, I'm trying to reduce the damage down now, but basically this is wrapped up. We just got to keep them CC'd. You can see that I'm reading abilities. I'm trying to complete the decrease the target's 10 meter by 100% here. So you can see here to land the stun, which would be pretty nice. We don't, but we do quite a bit of damage of 64. Okay, and then we're just going to try and do our stuff here. Molly cycles through abilities really quick. I did try and get Molly in the impulse set as well. So if you get impulse, that'd be cool. I think I'll put some resistance on her as well. Basically, Jetney just one-shot Dragon there on the first ability. She's got 100% critical rate. I didn't see the point of trying to build her with less critical rate. I don't like trying to build the critical rate buff. I think, yeah, the reason why we play the Provoke here is because I know that I've got enough time to get the cooldown still. So you can see there, we actually get a refresh proc Molly. I have to double refresh. Now, if you don't have like a lot of impulse and stuff like that, refresh is fantastic as well, especially if you get 2 or 3 piece. And then you can see here, I'm going to take my time now. We're just going to do the A1s, make sure everyone's ready, and be like so. Now, Soul Borrow is also amazing for these kind of things because you can use a single target abilities to knock back turn meter. She knocks back so much turn meter as well. So we'll stay here, we'll carry on doing our thing. We're not going to play the Provoke because we know Taurus can't hit that hard. And we do have a revive if we need it. And then we're just trying to get some stuns off on the A1. So he's just going to kill him like so. And then we move on to the second wave. We're going to start with increased attack. Now you obviously want increased attack to go up before anyone so you can do much damage as possible. Now you want to be careful of everyone here. They all got their different abilities. Croc-Mark can decrease your defense. You can also decrease your accuracy if I'm not mistaken. So you get resisted and stuff like that. Sophorian has a revive, so I always go for Sophorian first because of the revive is so strong. His A2 is super strong with the shields and the HP burns as well. Funny enough, I don't use Stone Skin so much in Curse City as well, so you're gonna see that I go with the Provokes. We do the AoE to see if we get a couple of stuns as well. Because obviously with the Provoke, they still could take turns, so it's pretty cool to kind of do something a bit cool there. We do the A2 there. To be honest, I should have just done A3. I think we could have one-shot him. Now, you can see here, Jetney's jumped behind the Barbarian. I think I've got the Whirl of Speed or something on him, and he's jumped ahead when he's killed a few people on the first wave, which is a bit annoying. So that's something I would fix and have Jetney go first, because Jetney needs the defense down, and that helps with the raw damage. Now, I didn't fail the run, so I didn't have a chance to fix it. I certainly wasn't going to reset it with getting a double stun on Taurus, which was super lucky in all fairness. 284 283 damage from that Barbarian on his A3. It absolutely hits like a cannon because it ignores 50% target defense. He's got 35 from the Merciless, which is like 85, and then he's probably got a bit of cruelty in there. You'll got defense down and increase attack. You know, you're setting yourself on the way for success for sure. These are the abilities as well. Like if you can bring the defense down, bring the weakened as well if you can. If you can bring the increased attack or whatever you're trying to use, or can increase defense damage, then this is generally going to really help you and have a better success rate to clear the floors in Curse City. This is not basically Sunset now is not as strong as it used to be after nerf. Same as Provoke and stuff like that. That's why they're no good to try and do it. And to be honest, I'm happy. Like back in the day, that was the way to beat Faction Wars, was the way to beat Doom Tower, because we didn't have the damage in the game at the time of what we have now. The damage has definitely grown. So much ignored defense abilities in the game, and stuff like that. And you can also see this is why you can complete fusions, because all of these champions, really, I don't think Molly was a fusion, but or maybe she was before my time, but the 3 of these legendaries out of 4, they're formal fusions, right? So you can see there, anyway, we're working on the cooldowns. We're getting A1s back around and make sure we're fully ready. Now, it's really important with this wave to kill Jing Wong first. After his buff, he's very strong. You don't want to put up any type of CC like Provoke, Stern, or anything like that. It's going to land you in a lot of hot water if you do that. So it's really important not to try and do that. You're just going to play the increased attack from your Jog Call. You're going to place your A1 there. You see I nearly made the mistake. And then I actually played a turn meter drop here on his so because he puts up strength on and stuff like that. And I can't take it Yumiko, so I know I'm gonna get locked out anyway. So I just deal with it, right? And this is why bolster set's so cool and so strong here, because bolster set kept us alive and stopped the fox basically nuking us and stuff like that. Now against it in harmony of increased defense, I'm not too worried about her. She's still slightly annoying, but she's not the most annoying one here. Like it's actually Jing Wong that's the biggest problem, as well as the Yumiko, which is nothing you can do. She's gonna be veiled when you first start there. You can't CC her because of Jing Wong, so you just better get on with it. You can see here that, you know, they're dominating me a little bit. I'm not too worried. This always goes a bit like this, where you take this on. Jing Wong's dead now, so I can just CC the wave. And that's why I don't try and I try not to revive there. Now, for some reason, I did the A1 on him, and then everyone else received a stun, which I was a bit confused about. I didn't know he can do that, to be honest. So that's just a bonus from his kit, I suppose. Which, anyway, yeah, I was trying to understand why the stun work like that, because it says tap one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance. Place a stun debuff on one target for 1 turn. Each hit will fill this target turn meter by 50% if the target is not under a stun debuff after the hit, which is interesting, right? I don't see anything about that, so I'm not too sure why that's working. Now we do have a quest for S19. I'm gonna try to get a video out on it, but I can't promise it because I've got quite a bit planned to do this week in like takeovers and stuff like that, so I'm very, very busy. I didn't read originally. When I first beat it, I didn't do a video on it. I should have, because right now I'm on the leaderboard to global, and I didn't realize until I looked at it today. So you can see here, I'm not actually worried about Yumiko in here. I'm just going to the DPS champions because, you know, she's done her stuff of locking me out, and then we just lock down in harmony. Then that's it. It's basically night and no problems after all, and we move on to that. So yeah, super cool. The third highest in SP2 right now, which is pretty nice. I'm far off global leaderboards, which is like 80, which is insane. A lot of people use the Ferric and the Fat as well. But you can see here, like, this was pretty nice. And going over, I think it's S20, people are asking videos on. To be honest, I didn't feel that this was too difficult. I didn't think a lot of people were struggling it. I am on the leaderboards in global third. I just one shot the second wave of Grush, and then was able to do my own thing on the A2 on the third wave. I didn't really struggle on it, to be honest. So the freeze and stuff like that was fine. Right, let's show you all the gear then and all the bits and bobs going on. So we'll start with Molly. So Molly is in a double refresh because I couldn't get the impulse I wanted. Now Merciless doesn't work, because there's no point trying to use Merciless for full piece, because you need to be dealing damage, so it doesn't generally that consistent. And I did think you do need the regen. So these are the stats across on her. Bit overkill on the accuracy. I've got resistance. Not too sure if you need resistance, if I'm honest. Just generally did it because of the A2 on Taurus. So I didn't want to lose the provoke, so I wanted to keep them locked down much as possible. That's why we got the resistance there. And honestly, I'm really happy with the stats. 290 speed, 4,000 defense, and then 76,000 HP, which is sure enough. With the bolster as well, it's pretty juicy overall. And they needed the mastery's fiercer presence, which is where I'd go on her. I wouldn't go like bolt work because I don't want her to receive damage. Timely intervention could be okay on her actually to get turn meter, but she's got a nice juicy passive there as well. She's fully booked. And then we're gonna go to Jark, which is imprisonment presence. I think is a way to go for him on his blessing. And then you can see here he's got a bolster set coming through. Get a little bit of refresh, try to get much refresh as possible. And then he's only got accuracy for the A1, by the way, yeah. So he's got accuracy for the A1, that's why he has accuracy. 319, just to make it safe. Again, when you get in the cooldowns, if you can land that accuracy, it would be something that goes in your favor, receiving less damage. Nearly 300 speed, 3,400 defense, 110,000 HP. Now he has got increased defense as well. Masteries, there is none, no books as well. What else do we have? We have Jetney. Jetney, I do have a blessing. I'm going to go cruelty on her. Cushion ram at 6-star, 5 and below, I'll go cruelty. No books again, which is fine. And then we have a 6-piece merciless, which is where she really performs quite well and quite consistently. So I want her to be faster than most nukers. So she's going to be speed of 234, 266 critical damage, 320 accuracy, and then 6,200 attack, which is a very free-to-play attack number, if I'm honest. But a lot of the gear is not also oiled. And then these are the masteries as well. It's a lot of masteries, right? It's fantastic amount of masteries in this requirement. So, you know, I've definitely been cheesing this a little bit too much. And that's why I mean with the thumbnail, I've made it look so easily. And I'm very happy with this overall. These are the masteries for basically my MVP for this. Now, I'll be honest, these are probably not the best masteries. There's probably better ones here that you can probably take. Took Soul Reap for level 1. I mean, why not? Yeah, Soul Reap is very useful. And again, no books overall. You can imagine how hard this guy would actually hit if I booked him. And then these are stats. I only have a level 1 blessing. Obviously, I got slightly a little bit empowerment. I do have a second one as well, but I wouldn't break my guardian factions for it. So these are stats. We've got 7,583 attack, 217 speed, 330 critical damage, and then we got ignore defense of 16, and then accuracy as well of 312. Really impressive stats. Obviously, we can juice this attack way higher. It's not needed. That's why I'm probably not going to do the attack in a Great Hall. I'm just going to focus on the certain one sets, and then I'm going to go back to Hydra overall. And then let's not forget about a little blue rare, right? So Barry. So Barry. Again, another key champion here. Really cool. She can actually do quite a bit of damage. She's booked, you know, she's a rare. Why not book her? It makes no sense to try and do this with unbooked. So we've got 80% critical rate because she has 25 in her kit. You could also use aura. Now attack was just a bonus of 4,600. Critical damage coming through at 283, and then you got the accuracy of 355. Now you could maybe not even build her damage and then just go accuracy and stuff like that if you wanted to make a tanky. That's up to you. I think extra damage in my builds always is a beneficial and something that I generally would like. So Phantom Touch the way, and then Fears of Presence for the stun set. I run her in multiple rooms, so it makes sense just for me to put her in Fears of Presence for all the rooms. I'm not going to reset the masteries all the time. It gets a bit expensive after a while. So that's it, guys. There is the Curse City floor and the Curse City expert giving you guys the advice to go ahead and potentially finish this. Now, if you're looking for any extra advice or anything like that, my Discord link is down below. I do reply to everyone, so I promise you I would reply to you. I give everyone my time. I don't charge people for my time and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a bit slow due to my time zone because I'm in Indonesia, so my time zone is a bit of a quirky one. So you just have to be patient. You can also go check out my Twitch stream, which is again down in the links. We basically stream from Monday to Sunday, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. GMT time, which is English time zone, if you're not aware. And we also, I'll give you some advice there as well. My writing's a bit scruffy because I'm dyslexic, so it's not the best. So it is probably a recommendation to come in there. We also do coaching sessions as well, where I can go in and look at your builds and stuff like that. We do sub Saturday and sub Sunday, every Saturday and Sunday now from the weekends. So you can go ahead, check that out in my stream. That's only stream only, it's not in Discord. So please check that out. And if you got any questions, you can ask in my Discord. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim Reaper. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.